everybody. I am going to make some snacks tonight. I have some company coming tomorrow. And I was watching the gal on Facebook. Her name is Brenda Gant, Gantt. And she fixed these the other day. She calls them a hot and spicy adult snack because it is kind of spicy. So I thought, well, why not record it and chat with everybody for a little bit as I make these. Now, the only thing, she used a food processor. I do not have a food processor. I don't really want one. This is my food processor right here. I've had it for years. I've never needed anything more than this, and so this is what we're going to be using tonight, if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll probably put this on hold for a little bit and try to figure out a solution. So what these are, I don't know if she had a name for them actually. If she did, I didn't write it down. But they're cheesy, crispy, cheesy snacks. So we're going to get started with them. They're very, very easy. It calls for, and I did do a lot of this prep ahead of time to make it a little simpler, 2 cups of cheddar cheese, shredded, 2 cups of cheddar cheese. Now, it calls for a cup of butter, which is 2 sticks of butter. Softened. I did melt mine in the microwave and it got kind of melty, so it's half soft, half melty, and I'm hoping that it doesn't make a huge difference. And you may, I don't know if I talked about this pan that I used last time or not, but Brenda uses a white pan like this, and I thought this is so unique. It is just the absolute perfect size. I love it. I use it for so many things to stir and to mix up. It's really, really convenient. Now, she started mixing hers before she put the next ingredient in, which is a cup of flour. It also calls for 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper and 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. I put that in my flour. I always mix all the dry ingredients first. But she started mixing her cheese and butter before she put the flour in. So this is going to be kind of noisy, but we're going to see if this works or not. It may help to get the mixers in there tightly. We're ready to go. That's fine. Actually, I'm not sure why it needs the mixer, but if she used a food processor, I'm not going to question it, and at least use my mixer on it. So now I'm going to add the cup of flour, in which it has a teaspoon of, which you can't do that again. I don't know where I left off before that crashed. I'll take you back down here so you can see the pan. Now we're going to add the flour. A little at a time. And the rest of it. It's mixing up just fine. I suppose a food processor would be better, but I don't have one. So we have to work around that. All right, we're going to scrape the bottom of this just a little bit. It's not catching all of the flour on the bottom, but it will now. And you want to preheat your oven to 375. Now next, this is so simple. This is so simple, folks. We add 2 cups of Rice Krispies, 2 cups of Rice Krispies, and 3/4 of a cup of chopped pecans. Now, I've already done that. I put them together in a baggie, so all we need to do is dump them in. But I was thinking earlier when I was getting ready for this, I don't know if I've made the recipe, a different recipe before or not, but it just seems to me like a little mayonnaise would be good in this. It's calling to me. It's just calling to me. So we're going to do that. And this is very unlike me because when I try a new recipe, I very, very seldom deviate from it because I want to know how it tastes according to the way the person wrote it. But this one is different. I'm going to put in just a little soup spoon. Just kind of like a heaping teaspoon, like that. Not a measuring teaspoon, a cereal spoon. So maybe I'll be sorry I did that, maybe I won't. Maybe next time it will be more. So I'm going to mix that in, and believe it or not, when she did put in her Rice Krispies and pecans, she did use the mixer, but then she stopped to mix it around a little bit, or her food processor. I guess I will a little, but I'm going to primarily fold those in when we're done. You can see why this pan is so nice for this, if you do not have a food processor. Perfect. It's working just fine. Now, a little cheese on my arm. We're going to add pecans and Rice Krispies. I don't know if I should put them all in at once or not. Oh, sure. Let's live wildly and crazily and just go for it. I'm just going to do once or twice around with this, and then I'm going to, I think, stir the rest in by hand. Or fold them in, I would imagine it should be. There we go. And of course the mixer blades are all plugged up, which isn't a huge deal. We just get the spatula out and clean them off. And I would say that that's good enough. And I do think that the mixer is just fine. So I don't want anybody going out and buying a food processor just to make these hot and spicy snacks. So let's stir this up a little bit, see what we have. Interesting, I think, and that's it. We have everything in it. So we're talking 2 cups of shredded cheese, 1 cup of butter, soft melted, not melted but softened. I would set it out more next time rather than put it in the microwave. A cup of flour, a teaspoon of dry mustard, a teaspoon of cayenne, 3/4 of a cup of pecans, and 2 cups of Rice Krispies. So that's it. We have our little batter, or whatever we may want to call it here. And then you just take a cookie sheet. It's a brand new cookie sheet. Isn't that pretty? My husband actually bought me that, which I thought was kind of sweet because I did want it. So the next thing you do is you can either roll them or drop them. She did it both ways, but it was about, it looked like about 1 inch in diameter or so. It's Just kind of squish them together like a cookie, like so. And then just fill your sheet. I have no clue how these are going to turn out. I have a sense though that my son may enjoy them because of the cayenne pepper. However, there's no Tabasco in it. So I'm going to fill my cookie sheet. May have to do 2 cookie sheets, I'm not sure. 375 degrees, 8 to 10 minutes. So I have a very hot oven, so rather than bring my temperature down, I'm going to go with the minimum baking time, which will be 8 minutes. So once they get back, once I take them off the sheet, we'll see what we have. We'll come back and check them out. Well, here we have the finished product, and they're not too bad. You will notice that I've taken some off and put them on the wax paper, and you have to really let them cool. They're kind of messy. Maybe I shouldn't have put the mayo in. It made it almost a little too moist, but it's good. And when they came out of the oven, I had to, kind of separate them like this. Personally, I think I could stand for at least double the cayenne and mustard because I really love hot sauce. I think I'd probably put some Tabasco in it to jazz it up a little bit. And also the pan that I put in at 8 minutes was certainly melted, and I had to separate it. It was almost like one big puddle. But the one at 10 minutes got crispier. The bottoms just got browner and crispier. So I think I would definitely, if I make them again, I'd put them in for a minimum of 10 minutes because you may even want them to be just a little bit burned. I think they're better that way. So that's all I've got for you tonight, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it. And by the way, they're pretty tasty with a glass of wine or something. I do think that you all would enjoy them. So have a nice evening. Have a nice holiday weekend, and we'll check in with you later.